Avodah Zarah Parakol Atzlamim Daf Memvav, sponsored the Refuah Shlema for Zerach Ben Peril. A brisa ruled regarding mountains and its vegetation. An idolater who worships a mountain is liable to execution by a sword, but the mountain is permitted benefit. However, one who worshipped its vegetation is liable to execution by the sword, and the vegetation is prohibited. According to Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda, the vegetation does not have to be planted with idolatrous intent. Dislodge rocks by an avalanche that were subsequently worshipped. This is disputed by Bnei Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yochanan. One opinion permits their use because there is no tfisas yad ha'adam, no human intervention. The Gemara derives this from a common denominator between a mountain and an animal. Although an animal is detached from the ground, it is permitted even after being worshipped. The proof: the Torah prohibits using a worshipped animal for a sacrifice. A verse states, min habokar. If prohibited benefit, this derivation would not be necessary. A question: a dislodged rock is not comparable to a mountain or an animal, their original state unaltered. The answer: common denominator is with either a mountain and a blemished animal, or an unblemished animal with a dried out tree. The opinion that prohibits them derives from the verse, Shaketz tishaktzenu v'sayif tesavenu. Idolatrous items must be reviled. Only what the Torah permits explicitly is not derived through exegesis can one derive benefit from it. Gemara attempts to attribute the opinions of the previous dispute. The proof: Chizkiah, one of Rabbi Chia's sons, inquired, if one stood up an egg to worship, does it qualify as human intervention? The dislodged egg is like a dislodged rock. Apparently, according to the Bnei Rabbi Chia, being detached does not suffice to prohibit its benefit. The refutation: Ein adam oiser davar she'einu shelo. One cannot prohibit something that does not belong to him unless the Jew's action constitutes preparation for its worship. Chizkiah inquired if a standing egg, not as noticeable as a standing brick, qualifies as preparation for worship. The inquiry remains unresolved. Gemara discusses whether stones from a worshipped mountain can be used for the temple altar. Question: even if unharvested wheat worshipped cannot be used for mincha offerings, perhaps stones from a worshipped mountain can be used for building the altar, it being only a preparation for an offering. The answer: Ravan derives its prohibition from Esnan Zona. A harlot's fee cannot be offered to the temple, whether attached or detached, can be used by her. An idolatrous item that cannot be used by its owner should be prohibited, even worshipped attached. The challenge: Rav Huna Braid Rabbi Yeshua reverses the argument. A detached idolatrous item, prohibited for ordinary use, attached is permitted for temple use. A harlot's fee detached, permitted for ordinary use, is certainly permitted attached. Beis Hashem Elokecha, the extra word house, does not exclude the harlot's fee from something like a house, something attached, but excludes either a para aduma from a harlot's fee permitted for temple use, or prohibits gold plating from a harlot's fee for the Holy of Holies. The refutation: Rava held, where a stringency or leniency can be derived from a kavah chomer, the stringency is derived. Rabbi Akiva derived the leniency: if one cannot sprinkle the ash water of the para aduma on Shabbos because the Rabbanan prohibited misakein, certainly he cannot slaughter the Korban Pesach prohibited on Shabbos by the Torah. This derivation was not a serious kavah chomer, but to remind Rabbi Eliezer of his ruling, Hazor Shvuos Ve'eno Docha Shabbos. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor. Thank you.